This summer, one woman came, around 50 with some extra weight. She came and said, "Father, I prayed with you. I prayed that God would let me marry. She is 50, she says. In my first marriage I lived. Well, he drank heavily. She says she doesn't grumble or judge him, but she never saw real family life. The name family existed, but the real thing did not. And after your sermon, she says, it struck me. It really struck me. Maybe it's true. Maybe at the slope of my years I could still see ordinary, simple human happiness, not complicated." So she began to pray that God would give her a husband. A man proposed to her, she says, and I understood it was from God. I had doubts, but he said he had none. He married me and took me to his Australia. We met through the internet. I arrived, she says, and we live. We live well, truly well. There are living feelings, and joy blossomed, despite my 50 years. I am happy. But in my mind one thought sits like a stake. Lord, why Australia? Are there no men left in Russia? Are they listed in the Red Book like endangered species? Why not at least one of them? Why so far away? She says it began to torment her. Then she said to herself, "Why am I tormenting myself? I know everything." In Bulgar on Mondays they pray that God would guide and reveal his will. She chose a convenient time and began to pray to the Archangel Michael, asking God to reveal why she was sent to Australia. "Lord, chew it for me," she said. "I won't chew it myself. You chew, I'll swallow." She says, "My husband came home dark as a storm cloud. A month or two had passed since I began praying. He said he was fired, and not in a good way. Australia is a very prosperous country. Problems are rare. But he took it deeply to heart, with real pain, and seemed lost. I felt so sorry for him. He is a believer, though not Orthodox, some Baptist, Protestant. I don't know," I told him. "Don't worry. How can I comfort you? I will pray for you." He said, "Yes, yes. You prayed. You said God even brought you here to Australia. Pray for me." And in my heart I felt something. I said, "Why, just for you? Let's pray together." He said, "But I'm Protestant. You will pray to Nicholas the wonder worker. We don't mention saints, only God." He said, "You know what? Just stand next to me." She says she was afraid of trying to pull him into her faith, so she held back. She stood and began to read. At the end comes Alleluia. Well, Alleluia is understood in English too. He immediately said, "Alleluia." He joined in. He began to say it even before I did. When there were other prayers, I read in church Slavonic. He answered only Alleluia. "Yes, my God." We prayed. I said, "Next Thursday we'll pray again." The next day there was a phone call. A friend called him and said someone had heard he was fired badly. Why fire such a specialist? I would take him into my firm tomorrow morning. He called and said, "Come to me. How much were they paying you?" "I'll pay more." And he took him immediately. My husband sat and looked at me and said, "Who are you? Who are you, Orthodox? Why does God hear you like that? You only prayed once, and I only said, 'Alleluia.' Yes, my God, and God did this. Why?" She says. I answered, "Because he is alive. We invent religion, but he is real. He is as he is." He said, "I want God to hear me the way he hears you. I want to receive Orthodox baptism." And I immediately added, "And we will be married in church." He said, "All right." In the Russian church he was baptized, and we were married. Later there was another problem. He also is over 50, has a son from his first marriage. Trouble with the son. he told his son. Come visit, he said. My wife and I pray, alleluia. Yes, my God, the son came. I'll skip the details. Later she came again and said, Father, now on Sundays we go to church. Me, my Orthodox husband, his son with his family. They also accepted Orthodoxy and were married in church. At first I didn't understand. Then I understood. Here is the answer why I am here. There was equal to the apostles, Olga, who led her grandchildren to Orthodoxy. There was equal to the apostles, Nina, through whom all Georgia came to Christ. There were others. And now, she says, I am equal to the apostles. I don't know who, but Australian. Now, she says, I suppose I will have to do something more for this. If God leads to it, then I will have to do it. You see how interesting it is. She prayed only for one thing, that God would give her a second half, simple woman's happiness. But she was sincere, and the Lord led her further and further. Perhaps someday we will hear about the equal to the apostles Australian.